Hey Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, all of it. I appreciate it all. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to clear out this energy, and then we'll just see what the message that we have this Saturday afternoon or whenever you see this video. I feel like someone is kind of looking out in the distance, or figuratively speaking, like where do they go from here? Having to plan everything. Never, when we stop and we think, we never thought our life was going to end up like that, like this. One of those types of moments. Hey, Beatrice. We're going to start from the big stack. Pull some. Okay? Something about somebody being confused, beyond confused, because you're in the good spotlight. Like I said, they never thought their life was going to end up like this. Especially because you live your life like the spirit of the 1970s child, flower child, carefree, easy going, open. And that's not what they was taught. They was like, anybody that lives their life like you, like they could give a care less, that's the one who needs to have the hardest time. Something about this person, they thought that they was going to be the accomplished and the polished one. They thought it was going to be them. And it's like something about somebody's path is on the right way. Somebody's on the right path to riches. But somebody doesn't like it because you know what? Now they're having to look at themselves because they brought it on themselves. Because if somebody's having a hard time, like, I never thought my life would end up like this. Hey, Saida, how are you? Yeah. And they're not even, this person is like not even sure when their life took a turn for the for the worst. Maybe they moved out west. When they took a turn for the worst, and whenever it's like they started becoming guilty by association because they started hanging out with somebody that was crazy, just did stupid shit. This is somebody that they used to compare themselves to you, but I was like, if you're comparing yourself to me, you already don't measure up. I'm telling you, this is somebody who's getting karma. They never thought life would turn out like this, that you would be receiving dharma while they getting karma because you was a spiritual gangster. They couldn't tell. It's like, how did I get here? And just like that period right before somebody writes a best-selling novel, autobiography of how did I get here? They take that long, hard look in the mirror like, where did I go wrong? What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, something about your intuition. Your intuition was on point. And this person, they should have exercised some caution. They should have listened to you, but they didn't. And so you had to just serve them cold. You had to cut them off completely because they didn't know what the hell was going on. You had to set some healthy boundaries with this person. That person thought that you were serving it cold. No, you were just setting healthy boundaries. This person, And it's like they was a sleaze bag anyway. It's like they didn't want you for because of anything that wasn't superficial. That's why you had to just leave. You was done. You was done. You had to leave this person. Leave them right where they stood. You know, that's what they deserved. What else, Spirit? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like, you know, you got a new position. You became the new sheriff in town because you understood it was time to man a woman up. That's why you had to stand in your majestic power. And this is why you have to give the silent treatment to this person. Because they're still playing games. They still are acting like a weasel. Something about this person, they still haven't really looked at the mirror all the way. It's still all about them. This person is still a liar. They can't own up to the fact that they was the one who messed this entire situation up. And they feel stupid. They really feel stupid. Now this person is trying to figure out how to get their way back. How to get back on track. After messing everything up. And everything being only their life. They feel like such an ass because they thought they was going to mess your life up. No. They just showed you what the hell you didn't want. They showed you what the hell you wasn't about to travel towards. Hey, Touche, how are you? Yeah, something about February. Back in February, they was warned. They was warned. And that's whenever you really decided it was time for you to reclaim your inheritance. Maybe that's whenever you put on that spiritual gangster uniform and got busy. But you can't feel sorry for this person. You know, they did the stupid shit and you was like, make it make sense. The shit just didn't make sense why they even do this. They knew that they was going to be facing judgment. And if they didn't, they know now. You could have told them this back in January. But see, this person, it's like they need some type of healing. And it's like all eyes on you. This person, they was tired of watching you become the star or be the star. What's the message, Spirit? Mm-hmm. And you know what? But you don't even mind because had they not betrayed you, you would not have gotten on your journey. So you don't even mind. You're like, you know what? They did you a favor, a huge favor. And for this, you need to be thankful. Had they not betrayed you, had they tried to get along with you, you would still be trying to get along in that same stuck situation, trying to make it through purgatory. This is somebody who is literally rotting from the inside out. This is why they have like a slight odor or smell or something, you know, because they know that their life is ruined for coming for you. You know, they tried to play in your energy. We just saw those last 3 cards of last reading. But you know what? You broke the curse that they put on you, and it went back on them. That's why they are starting to rot from the inside out. They thought it was going to be you. You broke that shit. You said those words and put it right back on them. They didn't see it coming. So within 5 years, this person expects their life to be over. Within 5 years. What's the message, Spirit? Mm-hmm. Their entire plan fell apart in October this month. Their entire plan fell apart this month. I'm telling you. And these are the people that was doing rituals on you often. Hey, Kahina, how are you? They were always doing rituals on you. But see, they didn't expect you to return the quote-unquote favor. Now they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get rid of it. They never thought about that. They only thought about trying to do it. not how to get rid of it in case it came back. What's the message? What's the message? Thank you. There's a child that's been involved, and this child is confused. You know, maybe this child didn't realize how strong you were. You know, maybe this child thought that you was the weak one because you the one that left the toxic family or group. So of course you was going to be the strong one. This could have happened around August or September, maybe about 5 years ago. Yeah. So somebody's confused. It could be your child are confused. Don't have to be a little child. It could be an adult child. You know? It's like they didn't really understand the entire story. They only knew bits and pieces of the whole situation. Yeah, they didn't know somebody was a vain, negative, toxic, miserable ass person. But you know what? But your child was part of the fuckery. That's the fucked up part. That damn child. Yep. But karma has set in and they are sick and they all getting justice, okay? Very soon into next year. They all getting karma very soon and into next year. And I'm telling you, that's justice. And they sick about it. They sick at that. We saw somebody was rotten from the inside out. That could be part of that karma too. They literally sick about it. Somebody finally woke the fuck up. Finally woke the fuck up. And the spirit said, if they were smart, they would pray. They should pray. What else, spirit? Don't worry about it because, baby, your name has been cleared. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And they're getting what they deserve because these fools acted ignorant towards you, you know, only because it's your energy they couldn't stand. It was you have this positive energy. They can't stand that. And they was trying to be a two-faced fucker. Two-faced fuckers. You know, they starting, you going to be able to tell because look at them. They're going to start aging quickly. These are those internet trolls. They're going around hating on all your shit. See, this is like, I'm telling you, they watching you on the internet, not realizing what comes around is getting ready to go back around. It's getting ready to get them. And you didn't wish any bad on them at all, but they wished all bad on you. You know, you was wishing peace, love, harmony, happiness, everything. And they was wishing you to lose all your shit. Ain't that fucked up? And then the part that's messed up is your child was part of the fuckery. But that's okay. Because your ancestors are handling that ass. Okay? Yes. Especially whenever it came to these people that was in this secret love affair. Then the same two mother scooters is always in your personal business. But you know what? And there's also some of or one of them, or depending on, it could be both of them. We don't know who's in the secret love affair, you know. But anyway, there's a group of men that are trying to destroy and attack a woman. That's what's fucked up. Okay? They trying to, how do you do this? How do you act like you can even do that? How do you sleep at night thinking, okay, me and the boys, we took a girl down, you know? Only because you're the one that's getting ready to save your legacy. Because see, the Most High favors you. You saving your legacy. You know, and 10 years from now, everything is going to be totally different from you. I'm telling you, something may be happening around the November, December. Maybe that's the catalyst. Look at it. Start journaling. See what's happening. Yep, they are upset that you survived everything. They are upset you survived everything. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, they were not fair to you, but you survived it all. You know? And now they have to sit with themselves and they have to look at you, the star seed. You know, they changed their own destiny by following around a bum. They changed their destiny just by following a bum. They was on the way up, but you know what? They decided it was going to be cool to follow this bum, so they changed their own destiny. Now they're stuck, and they're stuck, and they like in the place where they wanted you to be. They wanted you to be stuck in the muck and the mire. That's where they are. All because they was a follower. You can't make this up. And they was hell bent on trying to destroy you. This is why they got ghosted and they being haunted by the past, okay? This is why their ass got ghosted and being haunted by the past. What's the message? That's too many. Something about this group, they're dropping like flies. Because they was told they need to go ahead and redirect, but they chose not to. So now they starting to drop like flies. And plus, nobody believes them anymore. Nobody want to hear their lies. Because they like, the proof is in the pudding. They're looking at their life and your life, and they're like, no, something ain't adding up. So if they doing all this, why you the one that's living in the gutter? Confirmation. If they doing the negative shit, why you the one that's doing really bad then? You know? So shit ain't just adding up, and they ain't got no answers. Shit's blank. That's why people ain't believing them no more. They're like, well, for them to have been homeless, that sure is a nice house they're living in. You know, for them to be begging, that sure is a nice this. See, somebody follow somebody down the damn rabbit hole. Now they ain't got no answers. They should have just left well enough alone. When they was getting those urges from spirit to leave well enough alone, they should have left well enough alone. Anything else? Yep. Yeah, see, we saw that your child was part of the fuckery, and your child has a lot to learn, has to learn a big lesson about respect and some honest dialogue. Damn. You know? And everybody know they can get it. Ain't shit funny no more with this coven. So they don't think shit's funny anymore. Now that they getting it, they don't think shit's funny. In fact, they're trying to figure out why they even tried this stupid shit. They're like, what was we doing again? What was we trying to accomplish again? What's the message? Anything else? Let's see what else. Yeah, whoever this person was in this group, they misjudged the devil. They sure did. You know? They see that devil was trying to be you. They misjudged the devil. It's like, who does that shit? Somebody must not been thinking. They must not been listening to the words that the devil was saying. Because this devil surely was lying. They misjudged that shit. See, now they deserve you. They know that you deserve respect now. You sure do. And they ready. They know they have to give it to you. They can't come no other way. No other way. Not unless they want to be escorted out the damn door or kicked out the damn door. This is somebody's in their 60s, you know? And you know, this is somebody that you have to tell, yo, knucklehead, you holding up the line. This is somebody that you had to like tell them what the fuck they doing wrong because they just act so silly, you know? This is somebody who like they just live for the moment. That's it. They don't put no thought into what they doing. They not realizing that the last time was the last time. The last time you had anything to say or dealt with this person was the last time that you was going to have anything to say or deal with that person. You know, they personally chose their demise. They did that shit, not you. You know, now somebody having to find out the hard way. It is a dog eat dog world out there. This is somebody that they could be in their 40s or close to their 40s, you know. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. And you know what? They was afraid to be on your side because the chosen one is always there's always the minority. So they felt that you was outnumbered. You wasn't outnumbered. You know, they decided to get with this piss poor performer instead. You know, luckily our IQ is above 70. You know what I'm saying? This could be somebody in their 30s or their late 20s. Yeah, for real. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, now they having a nightmare. And now they having a nightmare, and this shit is scary as hell because they didn't think this shit was going to come out like this. And see, whatever they was doing it with purpose. They didn't think that shit was going to come out like this, you know. Now they're going to realize this never paid for them to talk to no damn fools. And haters going to hate. Haters going to hate. They realized they was dealing with a fucking hater who was a fool. What's the message, Spirit? Mm-hmm. Yep, they fucking around with the right day, wrong person. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, once again, they know you deserve respect because you have had it. They already know. Don't come to you with no fucking half seven. Okay? And the picture that they painted about you, that actually reflects on them. That's a reflection of them, not you. So they should have got themselves together. They should have figured that shit out. You know? Don't know. They don't even know what they was thinking. They have no idea what they was thinking. They thought that they was going to be able to do something. See, this is somebody who was nothing but a cloud chaser anyway. It was a cloud chaser. You know, you've been released. Whatever they were trying to do, like some type of science project, you've been released because you knew how to get out of it because your skills are improving. And then on top of that, you trusted your guides. Now, one of them, the hitman, want to turn on the boss because now the hitman talking about something they know where the home is, where the heart is. They was only in it for the status or the money. That's it. But now they're starting to see that you are this star of attraction, possibly because of this online community. And what you did was you just went ahead and you took a leap of faith with that to get that started. Yep. Now you telling this person, please fuck off. You know? Now they want you. Now they obsessed with you. Okay? But you know what? They need to work on their first house of self. They need to get themselves together. That's why God had to separate you. Okay? They, like I said, they need to love thyself. But God shows you who they are, and then whenever God showed you who they were, that's when there was that huge energy shift. I feel like that's when you realize this person was a karmic. When you realize this person was a karmic in your life, that it's almost like it took some weight off of you, off your shoulders. You could feel it because it was no longer the same. You no longer felt that same connection. Bottom of the deck, the lovers. Yeah, it was almost like that connection was different. I'm telling you, you can't make this up. You didn't feel the same. The connection was different. Especially whenever you found out that this person was nothing but a karmic. So yeah, it's like a realization. And but you knew you were free to look for the person that actually complimented you, that actually was your yin to the yang, But you knew too that this was not somebody that you needed to be with, but you wasn't trying to just drop them. You were getting your exit plan together. You were getting your exit plan together, how you was going to leave the scene, how you was going to distance yourself, because you didn't want somebody to cause a lot of conflict. And you already knew that they was deceiving you, but you were trying to find the most peaceful way to do this. Yeah, the most peaceful way for you to go on, be happy with yourself, and get away from them and they fuckery. But you know what? It's like you now you can celebrate because the wheel is definitely turning in your favor. You went by the book, and you're balanced out. Life is good for you. Life is good for you. And whatever that person was trying to do, that it's not going to work out. Whatever they was trying to pursue, it is not working out. And now all they're doing is watching you on the internet. You could have an online business or something, or you whatever. They're watching you on the internet work, making money. But they're not saying nothing. They're not saying nothing. But this person could be like giving you the thumbs down or something like that. They doing little shit, but they throwing a rock and hiding their hand. That's what it is. But you're not even worried about it because whatever they trying to do, it don't even really touch you. It doesn't even bother you. Because the only reason they're doing it is because they're upset because they lost you. That's it. It is what it is. It is what it is. What's the message? It's not your fault. You didn't want them to do this. You definitely didn't want them to do this. You definitely, it's like you first of all, you definitely didn't want this person to be a karmic to you. You couldn't figure out why this person didn't like to be around you or didn't want to be around you. You couldn't figure out why this person did want to reject you. And then that's whenever you found out that, oh, they had somebody new. They was messing around with a karmic on their end too. That's when you said, oh, got it now. Okay, got it. So, see, they couldn't see that they were supposed to leave their karmic to work on a spiritual union with you. So instead, they wanted to be your karmic so that they can deal with their karmic. You said, no problem. Let me get out the way so that that wheel can turn forward for you and your karmic. And you did. You did. Yep. And that's whenever, things started slowing down for this person. And that's whenever they started experiencing conflict with their karmic. Because you made a decision that, okay, I'm going to give you exactly what you need, boo. Let me get on out this way. Let me get on out this way. And see, that's whenever whenever they realized they made the decision, when they made the decision to cut you off, they made the decision to cut off God. they're connecting to God too. See, they thought they was being all sneaky and they was going around town doing this sneaky shit. They didn't think that you would ever know who they was actually working with in the shadows. You knew exactly who they was working with in the shadows. But you said, you know what? You can do all that all you want, but I'm not going to be wrapped up in that. My name is not going to be nowhere near that fiasco when that tower falls. And that tower will be falling. Not just falling. That tower is going to blow up, explode, and then implode before it even falls. And you was not even lying. Because whatever they was looking for, it wasn't looking for them. Okay? Whatever they was looking for was not looking for them. Okay? Like I said, somebody thought that they could outsmart God. They thought that they could hide some shit from the Most High. Really now? Hey, Bobby, Dell, how are you? They thought they was really doing some shit. Well, isn't that cute? Isn't that just as precious? I think it is. You thinking you're hiding some shit from God. Let me know how that works out for you. Like, seriously though. What's the message? Thank you. Yep. See, somebody, they was too strong. This was like somebody who had this bully attitude. This is somebody who, they thought they could overpower anything and everyone. But see, they didn't realize